Yo, yo, yo. What is up, guys? Chili Philly here, and today we're going to be making a Clash Royale tier list for May 2024. But if you do enjoy these videos, guys, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel a lot. Yeah, guys, let's try to shoot for 50 likes on this video. I usually don't have any goals for likes, but that would be pretty cool. But we're going to be going through Evos, everything, and, just my opinion on a lot of cards. But these are my opinions, guys. Like, this might not be completely accurate. I'm not the best player in the game. I am a low, what's the word I'm looking for? A low level ultimate champion player. I don't get there often. Nah, I get there a decent amount, but I'm not great, guys. Don't worry. So if you have anything you would like to change, let me know down below in the comments. And if you have any video recommendations or anything like that, yes, just let me know down below as well. But let's see here, guys. We're gonna start off with what are we gonna start with? The regular bomber. I will put in B tier, maybe. No, I'll put it in C tier. I think it's a great card for 2 elixir. I don't know. It could be arguably a B tier card, but before the Evo nerf, it was so good. And I really haven't checked out the balance changes too much. I've just been playing, honestly. But I'll put it in C tier for now. It's still a great card. It's like a C plus for me. Next up is going to be the Archer Queen. And the Archer Queen it's an A tier card, but for a champion, it's really not as good as it used to be. I just have a hard time putting it in B tier personally, but I still think it works out in a lot of archetypes. Next up, the Barb Hut, straight F tier. Nobody uses the Barb Hut. It is absolutely awful. Yeah, I just feel bad for the Barb Hut. It's just a card that's always going to suffer, I think. But after that, we're going to do the Bar Barrel in C tier as well. Bar Barrel just isn't fantastic. It's not terrible. It's a very average card, but it does provide good value for 2 elixir, I will say. So could be a good distraction, could take out some swarm troops that are on the ground. And yeah, overall not too bad. All right. If this was last season, I would put the pump in S tier. I can't even reach it from here. Hopefully you guys can see mostly everything. I can't see S right now because I can see the cards. But now I'd have to put it in like C tier. The rework it got as well is interesting. I'm not a big fan. It's just slower now. I'm pretty sure you get elixir slower than you used to. And the Void came out. The Void has destroyed the pump's hopes and dreams. And yeah, people can catch on to it, but you still, even if you do get, you hit the pump when something's blocking it's usually half the pump's gone. So like it's a pretty even trade. I could be completely wrong on that, but I've noticed just from playing, if someone blocks it with at least 1 unit, you at least take out about half of it. So yeah, the pump's going to stay in C tier. Next up is the EQ. I'll put it in C as well, I think. The EQ has been lacking for a long time. Not a long time, but it's just not a hog meta with the Dagger Duchess anymore. So I just think the EQ has been suffering, and I feel bad for the EQ. Hopefully that will change one day. Maybe it'll go back to A or S tier like it used to be. But for now, we're going to leave it in C. Next up is arrows. And arrows, I think, just automatically go to S tier. I mean, the arrows are so solid. I mean, I see them everywhere. So arrows have been fantastic for the last few seasons. Next up is Fire Spirit. I have to put it in C tier just because it's not great anymore. It used to be one of the best spirits. Now it's definitely fallen off. I would probably use everything except the heal spirit over it. And yeah, especially with the Dagger Duchess meta, nobody plays anything else besides Dagger Duchess. So it's really unfortunate for all the spirits. But yeah, and it does take more skill to play than the other ones, especially on defense. Same with the Ice Spirit. Next up, we're going to do the Battle Ram. Where do I want to place it? I'm going to leave the Battle Ram. I don't know where to place that for now. But the Firecracker did just get a buff. I will put it in B tier. I think it's very solid. It is so annoying. So annoying to play against. And, even when I play it, I feel like I don't play it well. But I play against it. I can't stand it. But yeah, I think the Firecracker overall is above average for sure. Next up, E-Barbs. Solid C tier, arguably B tier just because how strong they are. But I'll put them at the top of C. I just don't think they're that, skillful, and that doesn't really mean they're not bad, but, E-Barbs are pretty easy to counter, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going to leave him in C tier. Next up, Battle Healer. I want to put it in F, but I've seen it a lot more recently since it is a beatdown meta. I see it in Golem and E-Golem. Really, that's about it, but it's more than it was ever used before, so I think that gives it enough to get out of F tier. Let me know what you guys think about the Battle Healer down below. Is it D or F tier? I don't really know, but I know it's not as bad if you get 2 Battle Healers down. I've had a lot of problems in some of my matches. But anyway, next up is the Clone. Clone is straight F tier. Not a fan of the Clone. I don't know if I need to say much else. It's just, I feel bad. I wish it could come back in some sort of way, but I have a feeling Clash Royale is just going to let this card kind of just hide and vanish for a long time. Alright, to keep things going, what are we going to do next? The Bandit, I want to put in B tier. I think it's a very solid, very solid card. English, please. Yeah, but, I mean, it could be A tier. I don't know. Yet again, guys, I am very indecisive here. It's hard because I have bias against certain cards too, and I'd like or don't like, especially like the bowler. I can't stand going against the bowler. It is so annoying that I have to put it in B tier. It used to be an A tier in my opinion, but now it's definitely a B tier card. It's pretty good, you know. I just can't stand going against the bowler. It slows things down so much. But yeah, next up is the E-Golem. I have to put it in C. It's very, not like it's common. I don't know. Maybe D. It's really not that great, but if you go up against someone who really knows how to play it and you have a bad matchup, it can destroy you easily. So I might have to put it in C tier. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it in C. Next up, the regular Barbarians. They're pretty bad in my opinion, the regular Barbarians. I mean, the only reason people use them is because of the Evo. If they didn't have an Evo, people probably would care less about them. But, yeah, I think D tier is a good spot for the Barbs. So, let's see. Next up, Dark Goblin. I have to put it in C tier because it is a good card, but nobody uses it anymore, guys. It has fallen off so much. I feel bad. Dark Goblin is one of my favorite cards in the whole game. And I wish it could, not get a buff because it already does so much damage and it shoots so quick. But, yeah, poor Dark Goblin. Okay. Next card up is the Furnace. Furnace is absolutely terrible now. It's just like the Barb Hut, especially in this meta. I can't say that enough. Clash Royale, please get rid of the Dagger Duchess. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Like, literally, it's, you made everyone pay to win for it, so you can't remove it now because everyone's going to get so mad. But I don't really know what to say. Like, you've just made so many cards obsolete, in a sense. Like, like, nobody's going to play the Furnace anymore. Barb Hut, Spear Goblin Hut. So I might as well grab the Spear Gob Hut while we're here, put it right into F tier. I feel so bad for it, but at the same time, it is what it is. Clash Royale is going to do what they want to do. I think they've made a lot of good decisions at the same time, but, I think, they definitely need to, I feel like, feel out the community a little more and what they would like, because everyone, there's a lot of people who play this game, and if they listen to everyone's opinion, it might end up better for the game. But I could be wrong on that too. I'm just saying, I just feel bad that you're making a lot of cards obsolete. But unless they make a new, like, tower type of thing, if they make something where it's balanced to play any kind of tower and it would just be, like, based on your matchup with what you're playing, that would make this game so much more interesting. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know how you do that, but that would be a good idea in my opinion. But I could just know nothing. Anyway, next up, we're going to do Bats. We're going to put them in C tier. I don't think they're bad by any means. I just don't think they're fantastic. We'll get to the Evos soon. Where are they at in the list? Yeah, they're down a little bit. So we got quite a way to the Evos. But I will try to speed this up quite a bit. Baby Dragon, I'll put in B tier. I feel like it's just so annoying to deal with the Baby Dragon at times. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I don't think it's necessarily a great card, but I think it has a lot of health, and it just gets very annoying to deal with, just like the Firecracker. But next up, Ewiz. I feel like the Ewiz is so bad now. I don't know if it's just me. I'm going to put it in D tier. This could be controversial here, but Ewiz is definitely a D tier card for me. I just feel bad doing this, but I have no other choice. Cannon is a C tier card as well. Not as good as it used to be. It used to be fantastic. Everyone played Cannon. Same thing with Bomb Tower at the time. Everyone played a lot of these cards. Bomb Tower might be one of the better defenses besides the Tesla. Tesla, I think, is the greatest one so far just because it has the Evo advantage. But until they start making, more Evo buildings, you never know how some of these might turn around. Alright, next up, we're going to do the Freeze. Freeze is going into D tier. It is only used in a few balloon decks, and that's really it. Lumberloon Freeze. And that is not quite as common anymore. Next up, Goblin Gang. I feel like Goblin Gang is not too great anymore, but I have to put it in C tier. Not really. I could put it in D tier. Goblin Gang just isn't great, guys. I don't know what to say. I wish it was a lot better, but I feel like a lot of cards just based off the Dagger Duchess isn't, they're not great. Next up, Cannon Cart. I'll put it in higher C tier. You don't see it anymore. You really don't. The meta is just straight Giant or Golem Beatdown. So, I feel like it's really majority Giant. I think last time I checked, it was like 60-something% Giant in Top Ladder and Ultimate Champion. So, yeah, I feel bad. Like, Giant is definitely overrunning the meta. E-Giant, I think, is a C-tier card. It's not really used too often, but I see a few people use it in Ultimate Champion and on Ladder. Face it quite a few times myself, but it's really not too great if you have, at least a building or a decent, tank to do a lot of damage to it. And Golden Knight, I really want to put it in C tier, but I think I have to put it in B tier because it's a champion, and all champions are, at least B tier above, in my opinion. But, yeah, the dash is not as broken as it used to be. Not saying they need to do that, but I just, I don't see the point in using it over other champions. Next up is Drill. Drill will still go in A tier. It's not S tier anymore since the nerf. I could be wrong on that. I might reevaluate, but the Drill still is a solid card. And you see it everywhere. Next up is Giant. Giant is either S or A tier right now. Not just based, it's just no skill. And I play it too, so I can't really say much. Giant is just really good, guys. It's just a beatdown meta. I don't know what else to say. Next up is Fisherman. I feel like Fisherman, ever since this Giant meta came around, it is a great B tier card. Maybe a high B tier card. And yeah, I think it works well with a lot of Giant decks and a lot of things going around right now. Next up will be Archers. I think they're a solid C tier card, like they're C plus to me. Better than the E-Barbs, but they won't move for some reason. Oh, there we go. Better than the E-Barbs. Yeah, I don't have too much to say, though. For 3 Elixir, they provide good value. Next up is Fireball. Fireball, I think, is a solid A tier card. You really just see Fireball and Void arrows going around right now. And Evo Zap, too, but we're going to get to that when we do. Alright, next up. The barrel is so hard to use, but I have to put it in at least C tier. It is such a bad... Not really. Logbait's making somewhat of a comeback, but I feel like it's more Rocket Cycle than Logbait. Let me know if you guys agree on that. Like, you can definitely outskill with Goblin Barrel, but I feel like you're not getting damage with it. You're getting damage with Princess at the Bridge or Rocket Cycle. Next up, Snowball, D tier. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's such a bad Snowball. We'll call it Snowball season. It's not good. Let's see. Ice Spirit. Ice Spirit for 1 Elixir is a B tier card. Provides a lot of good value and is a great distraction. A nice stun. And I'll put this in C tier as well, the Electro Spirit. Alright, next up is Lightning. Lightning will go into B tier just because of the Giant meta. And, I guess I have to do the same thing with Balloon. Balloon is a B tier card as well, just because of the meta. But other than that, I don't know. I see a lot of Giant Balloon and other things like that. Actually, not that much, but I think Balloon is still a solid card. Next up is Cage. Cage can go into C tier. I don't even know, maybe D tier. Nobody uses Cage anymore. Recruits are pretty much toast. I don't see it played at all. Alright, guys. I'm trying to think here. We only have 2 S tier cards right now. And Goblin Giant is going into D tier. Nobody plays Goblin Giant. It is so weak compared to the Giant that it's just so overlooked, which is nuts. Lava Hound for this meta. This could be a crazy, crazy pick. But I think this is a Lava meta as well. I kind of forgot to say that in any of my other points I made. Lava's A or B tier. You know, in your opinion, I don't mind if you put it in B either. I just think it's so easy to play Lava right now. Next up is Miner. Definitely in C tier. It's not as good since the Dagger Duchess came around. Graveyard. Where do I want to put Graveyard? I guess I have to put it in at least B tier, right? Because it's just no skill. And I still see Giant Graveyard going around now. So I think I have to leave it there. Next up, Rage, D tier. Very rarely used. I mean, it's not too great anymore. Flying Machine, I think, is C tier. It's not a bad card, but it's just the same thing. Recruits are not a common deck anymore, and it's a shame because I love the Flying Machine. It's one of my favorite cards personally, but my favorite card actually is the Zappies, guys. I don't know if you know that based on my profile picture, but Zappies are my favorite one. Let's see. What should we go here? Maybe we'll go to the Mighty Miner. I have been seeing since like the bait kind of cycle returned, Mighty Miner is definitely A or high B tier. I think I'm gonna leave him in high B tier. Ice Wizard, solid defensive card, high C, but yeah, high C like the beverage. That's All right, where do we go now? P.E.K.K.A. is I think a B tier card. We're gonna slot him up in B tier. We'll go bring him to the front. I just feel like he's not worthy enough for A tier, or sorry, she's not worthy enough for A tier. But the P.E.K.K.A. is a great card. So, yeah, we're going to leave it off at that. Golem. Where do I put the Golem? Do I have to put it in A tier if I put the Lava there? Yeah, I think so. Golem is really good right now. Next up, Mega Knight. I guess I'll throw it in B. I don't play with the Mega Knight at all. I used to when I was really, really bad. Now I'm just bad, so... Mega Knight just isn't that good for competitive play. Ice Golem will be in C tier. I see it coming around a little bit, but not too much. Hog 2.6 is pretty much gone for the most part. Some people still love it. Knight, I think, is still an A tier card. Not S tier after the nerf. But let me know what you think about that. I still think the Evo Knight is S tier. And I think mostly Evos are going to go into the S tier, guys. There's a few cards that are going to break that, but... And Monk is finally making a comeback for the Dagger Duchess era. So I'm going to put it either in A, or I might put it in A. Nah, I can't. No, not enough people play it, but it's still making a comeback, so I am happy for that. Heal Spirit, F tier. Terrible. Mirror, F tier. Let's see. Is there any other F tier cards we can knock out right now? Yes, Rascals, F tier. So bad. I don't see anyone play the Rascals anymore. Actually, I may check after this to see if it's like the least played card. But Spear Gobs, D tier. Terrible. Oh my goodness. I'm just looking through the cards right there, guys. But I will put the Inferno in B, I guess. For the Beatdown meta, it is pretty good. There is a lot of Lightning, though, so... And Void, so that is tough to avoid. Get it? Avoid, Void. Anyway, my terrible jokes. Hunter's going to go into D tier. I just think it's awful right now. You only ever see an RG. Magic Archer is pretty bad as well. I don't see it at all anymore. So that's going to go into C tier. Actually, no. I don't want that Magic Archer to come back. I cannot stand the Magic Archer. It is just so annoying. It's like the Evo Bomber, but I don't know which one's worse. What do you think, guys? Let me know down below. What is worse, the Evo Bomber or the Magic Archer? I can't... they both make me so angry. Even though I used to abuse the Magic Archer and the Evo Bomber. So, can't really be one to talk. Rocket's definitely making a bit of a comeback. I will put it in B tier as well. Um, yeah, I think it's better in a lot of cycle decks where a lot of people just look for the overtime win. Okay, guys, let's see. Next up, we're going to do the Inferno Dragon. Definitely making a comeback in the lava meta. So we'll put it in B tier. I think it's pretty solid. A flying Inferno Tower. Can you beat that? Yes, but at the same time, it's pretty good. Next up is Mortar. I think Mortar's in C tier. I see like a Mortar graveyard deck now and again, but, you know, I am not a big fan of Mortar, so it's going into C. Lumberjack, I have to put in C tier too. I don't think it's great. Hog, really, I don't want to put it in B tier, but it's not that good anymore, guys. It's very difficult to win with Hog, unless you are very skilled. So Hog will stay in B tier. And these aren't exactly, guys. I might change them around, but I might not. Next up, Mega Minion. Mega Minion's pretty solid. I think it's either a top of C tier or like, lower B tier. Up for interpretation. I do like the Mega Minion, so I may move him to B tier. Minions, I think, are in D tier. Just not that great. Minion Horde, same thing. I'm just not a fan of the Minion Horde. Very easy to counter with all the arrows, especially going around. Delivery is a solid C or B tier card. I think the delivery is so undervalued. I think I'll leave it in B tier. I love the delivery. Recruits, I think, are C tier. They're not bad, but the Evo recruits are really the ones you have to worry about, even though they just got nerfed. RG is not that... Oh, I don't know. I think it's a B tier card at least. If I put Mega Knight there, I have to put that there. Guards, I think, are C tier as well. You don't see them as often, but they're still fairly common, so... I don't even know how to explain the guards. I'm just going to leave them in C tier. Skellies will always be a pretty good card. Throw them in B tier. Next up, Goblins are making a bit of a comeback as well, but I think they're in C tier. They're better than other cards, especially more just for defense now. And whenever the Dagger Duchess is out of arrows, you can, take advantage there as well. Phoenix is another card that has been making a pretty good comeback, I think. So I may put the Phoenix in, like, high B tier. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Princess, I think, is making a fair comeback as well. So I will put it in B tier. Skelly Barrel, D tier. I just don't see it. Royal Hogs is a C tier card for me. Just not as good. Not as good in this meta. And we're finally getting towards all these Evokes, guys. Dagger Duchess is straight going into S tier. I mean, can you complain about that? I think that's as real as it gets. It's the best thing in the meta. Dagger Duchess is so good. So good. Three Musketeers, F. No, no, no. They are terrible. Skelly King making a comeback in a few different decks. Mostly Golem, E-Golem kind of decks. But I think it is a solid B tier card. Mother Witch is C tier. Used to be a little better, but this just not who she used to be. Tombstone, D tier. It's a nice cheap distraction. Like, I don't think it's the worst thing. It's more used than the Battle Healer, so I might have to throw it in C tier just because of that. Log will go into A tier. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does provide a lot of defensive value. Mini P.E.K.K.A, I think, is a B tier card. It provides a lot of value. So we're going to leave it in B. Let's see. Prince, C tier. Not much needs to be said. Same with the Ram Rider. I would low-key put this in D tier if I really wanted to. Giant Skelly, C tier. Muskie, it's not as good as it used to be. But I want to put it in B tier. I might. I am a little biased. I like the Musketeer, but it's definitely not that common anymore. Cannoneer. Now, this is a tough one. I may just put it in A tier because it's definitely... I don't know if it's better than the Princess Tower, but I don't know where to put it. I feel like anything but A tier would be disrespectful. Expo. I guess I have to put it in C. I still see it around, and I do see some people playing it on top ladder. Not many, but I have to leave it up there. Wall Breakers, D tier. They are so bad right now. Little Prince will go into S tier. I think it just is too easy for a lot of people to play. And it pairs well with a lot of the decks going around with Giant, Golem, Zappies. I really don't want to do this. They are my favorite card, but I think they are terrible. Absolutely terrible right now. Royal Ghost will go into B tier. I think it's pretty solid for 3 elixir. Provides a lot of good value. Sparky into D tier. Tornado, I think, is an A tier card. Not a lot in A tier, to be honest, from my list so far. Because I think I was saving it for most of the Evos. Which will go into D. Regular Wizard, I guess we'll put in C. And the regular Tower, where do we put that? I guess the regular Tower I would put into high B tier. I think that's my least favorite one to use, to be honest. Let me know what you think about that. What order do you put your towers at, guys, out of the 3? Night Witch is a B tier card right now. It is very common. And I feel like our B tier loaded up for sure. I tried to make that cut sound good, guys. I did have to stop the recording for a second, so sorry if it sounds a little funky. Next up we can do is the Void. The Void is so broken, but it can be stopped, if that makes sense. But the Void will go into S tier because of its potential to be broken, and I think it's really up to the player. But yeah, we're not going to do this bottom row except the Evo Wizard, the heal spell. Maybe we'll just put that in there for a good time's sake. But next we'll do the Tesla. Tesla, I think, is an A tier card. But now we're going to have to start doing all this scrolling, guys, so it's going to be kind of annoying. Sorry about that. Hopefully I can get a PC or something soon. Evo, no, we'll save the Evos off for last. I'll make it more interesting. I've been holding off on the Battle Ram this whole time. I guess I'll leave it in C tier, maybe D. I don't think it's too great. The Evo we'll get to it. Skelly Drags, C tier. E-Dragon, same thing, C tier. Dark Prince, it's just not around as often, so I have to leave it in C. Zap we can put in B tier. Valkyrie will be in B tier as well. Not too bad. Executioner, I guess we can throw it in B tier too. Being a little generous. Skeleton Army, D tier, and Poison will go into B tier. Alright, guys. We are making it. I'll show you the top of the list. And we only have a few cards in S tier right now. I might do some reevaluating here and change my opinion, but I don't know. We will see. Just show you the list real quick. And let me know what you guys think up to this point. Let me know what you would rate this out of 10. I mean, I'm probably going to rate it like a 4 because I seem pretty delusional. Nah, probably like a 6. I'm not the best, but it's alright. We're going to start off with the Evo Barbs, though. Evo Barbs, I think, are a B tier card. It's so hard to rank Evos lower than B tier, but they might be one of the... No, I'm sorry. The Evo Ice Spirit. Did I put the Ice Spirit up high? I have to put it with that. But I may just lower it now just to put the Evo up higher. I think that's what I have to do. I have to put the Evo Ice Spirit in B tier. Very unfortunate. But yeah, definitely the worst Evo, I think. But it's so hard. Evo Skellies will go, I guess in S tier. We'll put them in S tier. They're so solid. It's hard to go against any of these Evos being in S tier. Evo Valkyrie is a B tier card. I'd put it at the top. You know what? I have to put it in A tier. It's still really good. Still really good, so. Alright. Next up, Evo Wall Breakers. This is the one I don't mind putting in C tier because they're just not that good right now. And I don't know if Clash Royale is going to try to change that. But yeah, I don't mind leaving them so low on the list. Next up, Evo Tesla. S tier. Probably one of the best cards, if not the best card in the game right now. Evo Tesla is fantastic. I'll probably put it right below the Dagger Duchess. Little Prince. Giant. Void. Skellies, yeah. It's just crazy how some of these cards are even in the game. Evo Knight, S tier for me. It's not as good as it once was, but trust me, it is still fantastic. I might just put it there. I don't know. It's just so hard not to love the Evo Knight. It's so good. Alright, next up, Evo Archers. Solid A tier card for me. And this is going to be annoying to scroll, guys, so. Alright. They're an A tier card. Next up, we'll do the Evo Wizard. I think right now he is an A tier card because it is so hard to take out with a spell, and people do not like that. Evo Battle Ram. I think I have to put it in high B or A tier at least. It's not great. I mean, it is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It is pretty good, but it is not too hard to stop. Evo Mortar is one of the most annoying Evos in my opinion, but I will put it in B tier. I just don't think it's a very Mortar meta. Let's see. Evo Zap, I think, is A tier. It's pretty phenomenal in my opinion. It provides a lot of great value. And yeah. Let's see. Let's keep it going. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Alright, we'll do it for old time's sake. Heal spell in F. Evo Bomber after the nerf will be a solid. Oh, I don't want to do this to the Evo Bomber. But he's high B tier. These aren't in any order anyway. I'm just drawing him up there just so, you know, I guess for reference. Evo Firecracker just got a buff. Oops, well, we lost it there. I think it's worthy. I guess I'll have to put it in A tier. I can't not. It's still really good, guys. Evo Bats. This is one where I feel like you can put it in C tier and get away with it. I will put them in B tier, though, because I think the Bats are worth it. Next up, the Recruits. I think I have to put them in at least A tier. They're so hard to stop, depending on what you're playing. But I will put them in A tier. And last but not least, the Evo RG, is it? Evo RG will go... I guess I'll put it into A tier as well. But let me know what you guys think of this. I could be completely wrong on my Evo takes, but I think these cards... If I put the Evo Skellies in S tier, I don't know. I'm going to leave it as it is, to be honest. But I think these are the cards running the game right now. Let me know what you guys think. I just don't see the meta changing as long as the Dagger Duchess is the best around. It's going to be a beatdown meta. Cycle is going to not struggle. If you play really good defensively and don't mess up in single, I think you can win a lot of games. But, yeah, I think this is what my tier list is for 2024 of May of 2024. But yeah, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate all the love and support. But yeah, guys, I will see you back in the next video. Peace out.